Hi guys, this is Leonard R. Wilmot, and today I wanted to talk to you about selecting a piece of music. So the first thing that I would suggest is actually take your time and listen to music. This is awesome. This is awesome. That's right, listen to music. It seems pretty basic, but I think that's a big step in selecting your music. Oftentimes we end up wanting to play an instrument because somebody else played it and we thought, wow, that sounded so nice, I wish I could do that myself. It gives you a lot of motivation to go out and hear the different kinds of music and kind of remind yourself of what you like personally, what maybe you don't like. Right? And that can inform you in your selection process. The second thing that I would suggest is actually have an experienced musician assess your technical abilities at this time. And I think that's important because you want to understand technically what you can do and what you can handle whenever it comes down to performance. Right? It's nice to think that we can play whatever we want, and I want you to keep that in your mind and say, you know what, I can play whatever I want. I can do whatever I want with this instrument. That is your choice. But the reality is oftentimes you have different plateaus of playing. Right? We're not all Yo-Yo Ma or Hilary Hahn up here, right? Oftentimes we're Ryan Wilmot, we're way down here. Right? And so when we go and we try to play something that might not technically be in our realm right now, it can be really frustrating because we don't understand certain aspects of ourself yet in order to perform that piece of music. Right? We don't go running a marathon when we haven't even run one lap around the track in the past year. Right? We have to build towards it. So I would suggest having somebody assess your current playing ability, and then have them say, if you ask them, hey, can I play this piece of music, what do you think? Then maybe they can give you an honest answer and say, hey, you know what, I don't think at this time you're ready to perform that piece. Thank you. And the third and final thing that I would suggest when picking a piece of music is actually how much time that you have devoted to your selection process. We all have 24 hours, and how we use that 24 hours will be the difference between if we're successful or we're not in this particular endeavor, and that's playing the piece of music. You know, just picking it too, we kind of have to consider how much time it's going to take to learn the piece of music. And the way we kind of do that is just by looking how long it takes for the piece to be performed. If we see that the piece is a concerto, like a Dvorak's cello concerto, that's a long piece of music. And so it might take a person a whole year before they're ready to actually perform that piece of music. It might not just be, oh, let me sit down for 45 minutes a day for a week and I'm going to learn that piece. Your proficiency might not be at that level. And if it is, maybe you need more time to devote to that. So you kind of need to weigh the cost, because we all have responsibilities. We have family, we have friends, we have work, we have chores, whatever it is that we have in our life. We need to kind of count the cost and say, well, maybe right now I can't play that piece of music because I have so much other things on my plate. Maybe I need to pick a selection that's smaller, that's more manageable, and I can get it done and I can enjoy that piece of music. And then maybe later, whenever my circumstances change, I'll pick a bigger piece of music. Or if you're on for the long run, you can take that bigger piece of music and say, let me devote 45 minutes today, 45 minutes tomorrow, 10 minutes the next day, and you kind of build towards that grand stage that is the biggest piece that you can think of, right? A long piece of music that you never thought you'd be able to perform. That's a possibility too, but just count the cost and figure out how much time that you have devoted to actually play and practice a piece of music that you're going to select. So the three things that I recommended for selecting a piece of music was: 1, listen to music; 2, we want to go ahead and find somebody to assess our playing ability so that we don't get overly frustrated when we go and select a piece of music. If you're level 2, don't play a level 10. If you're level 3, don't play a level 7, you know, or work your way up to those next levels so that you can perform them. And the third thing we mentioned was actually counting the cost with your time, because we all have 24 hours a day. We have other things to take care of besides just making music, and we want to enjoy this process. We don't want to get overly frustrated because we don't have the time to learn this piece of music that we picked. Obviously, these are my opinions about the selection process. If you have other recommendations, feel free to leave them in the comment section, and click subscribe if you enjoyed this video.